lines. Commuters complain over high bus fares. PF accuses the government of political persecution in the arrest of CHILUFYA TAYALI.
Team, the trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we'll be able to launch the...
She has so much data.
Mom?
Yes, baby?
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
It's so easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel. Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
Thank you for staying with us, and now the news in detail. Leader of the opposition in Parliament, Brian Mondowili, has described the arrest of Economic and Equality Party leader CHILUFYA TAYALI as an operation and infringement of freedom of expression. Mr. Mondowili, who spoke at Ibex Hill Police Station in Lusaka Tuesday, says Mr. TAYALI did not commit any offense by complaining about the bad things in the
Economic and Equity Party leader CHILUFYA TAYALI, also known as the public lawyer, if not lucky, will soon have to hire a court lawyer to represent him. Monday, 4th March 2022, Mr. TAYALI is accused of having come in conflict with the law during his address of the media in Lusaka, an offense that was worth securing himself a night in custody at Ibex Hill Police Station in Lusaka.
From my point of view, has been a disaster in trying to change the economy. And why do I say he has been a disaster? Because he has made things worse than he found them.
Some opposition political party members, among them a man Mr. TAYALI has criticized for failing to take responsibility of 4 children he is accused of having fathered, known as the bulldozer, who is also Kabushi Member of Parliament Bowman Lusambo, was the first to visit Ibex Hill Police Station, where Mr. TAYALI is being detained, to offer his solidarity. Mr. Lusambo, who spoke at the police station, says government should focus on improving the Zambian economy and not arresting people who criticize the government.
Yeah, he's not yet charged, and they're keeping him here. And this is against their president's instructions. If you recall very well, President Hakainde Hichilema gave instruction to the police that you should not arrest before investigating and before finding a case for that particular suspect. Sort out the challenges of many Zambians which are going through it right now. There are a lot of challenges in our country: high prices of fuel, high prices of commodities.
And leader of the opposition in Parliament, Brian Mondowili, who visited Ibex Hill Police Station, says he could not be allowed to see Mr. TAYALI because officers at the police station have been instructed not to allow any visitors to see Mr. TAYALI.
We had a chance to see the officer in charge, who mentioned to us that he's under very strict instructions that no one should see CHILUFYA TAYALI. We therefore were unable to see him because we're not given access. We want to say this to the Zambian people, that what is happening now is a very sad development in our democratic dispensation.
Mr. Mondowili, however, says the arrest of the EEP leader is an operation and goes against the promise the new administration made to the people of Zambia that no individual will be arrested for criticizing the government.
And governing this country using the rule of law and constitutionalism entails that citizens should be free to associate. Citizens should be free to express themselves. If Zambians are going through hardships as they are now, and one CHILUFYA TAYALI takes it upon himself to complain and indeed express himself on these hardships, he does not commit an offense, because what he's saying is just true. What he's saying is speaking for the millions of people out there.
Prudence Chota reporting for Camnet TV News.
Meanwhile, police have refuted accusations that Economic and Equity Party leader CHILUFYA TAYALI has been arrested for addressing the media Monday. Police spokesperson Ray Hamonga instead said Mr. TAYALI has been warned and cautioned for the offenses of inciting to mutiny contrary to the laws of Zambia.
Police have recorded a warn and caution statement from CHILUFYA TAYALI, age 47, of house number 38 in Ngwezi Road in Roma Township in Lusaka for the offenses of inciting to mutiny contrary to Section 48, subsection A of the Penal Code and communication of certain information contrary to Section 4, subsection 3 of the State Security Act, Chapter 111 of the laws of Zambia. Brief facts of the matter are that it is alleged that Mr. TAYALI between March 2022 and 2nd April 2022 in the Lusaka district of the Lusaka province of the Republic of Zambia, using social media, did seduce persons serving in the Defense Force and Zambia Police Service from their duty of allegiance to the Republican President. It is further alleged that Mr. TAYALI on the 2nd day of April 2022 at 19:59 hours in the Lusaka district of the Lusaka province of the Republic of Zambia, without lawful excuse, did receive an official classified Zambia Army message in contravention of the State Security Act and later circulated the document on social media using his Facebook page account. The accused is detained in police custody.
Commuters in Osaka have described the upwards adjustment of bus fares as unbearable, adding that some have resorted to walking due to the same. In interviews with Camnet News, they have also challenged the United Party for National Development, UPND administration, to explain how it intends to lower the cost of living amidst high transportation costs.
Public transport plays a key role in developing countries like Zambia, as majority of citizens use this mode of transport to go to school, work, or conduct other activities. The monthly adjustments of fuel in Zambia have however not sat well with some citizens, who say most of the adjustments have been upward, leading to an increment in bus fares. The recent fuel hike on 31st March 2022 has resulted in an upward adjustment of bus fares, as announced by the Road Transport and Safety Agency RATSA on Monday. Various routes have seen varying adjustments, with bus fares for intercity in Lusaka being hiked by 15%. In interviews with Camnet News, some commuters in Lusaka say this has caused some of them to abandon public transport and resort to walking. Others have challenged government to explain how it will lower the cost of living amidst fluctuating fuel prices.
Taidi winoidea kushita increase every month fuel bafuide barunda, every month fuel kurunda, every month fuel barunda. Manje ama citizenship kwati fine fya pala babantu bonse abanomba nishitwala ikala shani. Nangu bakula kwa nishashani kulipira 17 kwacha ukufuma kuchala na ukustafika mtown kuno kumunyaule ukufuma kumunyaule ukisa mno mtown ni 17 kwacha nomba abantu bakula kwa nisha limbi umuntu afola 500 so akakwanisha shani month yonse kwebati akalipira ide mpia techa kwanishe so na ifo tulelila kwa kubuteko kwebati batibosheko mtengo wafyu
06 nifunika sta report yayi mwambera but kuti nchoka kweni chokera kuchawama fika huko pesikati ndrama ya kwera yo kwere nenda ramendo mayona nenda ramendo manje futi mulodium vantu majanki na hivi alidiva mulodi mwambera alidiva but mabasi tima kwera ngati ali cheap because tezo pira 5 kwacha manje hapa varunda sini kwera pona basi vantu bakari kulipila yamene aja ma odd prices, especially from Combon to town. Vantu kubauza kuti fuel vanafakila and then bafunika kulipila ndalama zokwana bavuta bakamba kuti sitiza kwanisa manje naise kaili tifuna nikusebenza so muntu akapempa oloni 8 kwacha oloni 7 kwacha just because tifuna ndalama tibatenga so chabe.
Meanwhile, in a phone interview, a commuter rights advocate, Mr. Liswaniso Manalushi, says local authorities should consider erecting bus stations using levy revenues and provide cheaper transport options to cushion the effect of the hikes on commuters.
Consultation. Not all stakeholders were consulted. Only the government through the Road Transport and Safety Agency and the bus and taxi operators. They just had a meeting between the two of them. We wish there were representation from we have an association for commuters in Zambia, the Commuter Rights Association of Zambia, which among others has a mandate to have a say in the issues of affecting commuters. So when the government and the bus operators have a meeting without input from the representatives of commuters, we don't know who's representing our rights, our interests in that meeting, because in all things being fair, the commuters' input was supposed to be there.
The commuters have called on government to quickly find a long-lasting solution to the high cost of transport across the country. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Bus and taxi drivers in Lusaka's Central Business District have challenged the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to provide alternative parking spaces for them before removing them from the streets. In separate interviews with Camnet News, the drivers say their decision to park outside illegal bus stations is due to the lack of parking spaces, adding that they pay bus levies of 45 kwacha per day.
Lusaka City, despite being the capital of Zambia, has often been cited as one of the most unsanitary places in Zambia, owing to the high number of street vendors and the indiscriminate parking of buses. Police in Lusaka Central Business District have been fighting running battles with bus and taxi drivers who park on roads, as they allege that bus stations are filled to capacity. This vice has, however, been cited as one of the major contributors to traffic jams in the CBD, as some two-lane roads have been turned into one-way lanes due to this. The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, working with the Road Transport and Safety Agency RATSA and the Zambia Police, on Monday issued a strong warning to perpetrators. Among the possible consequences as warned by the authorities is the possible suspension of road service licenses. Bus drivers in Lusaka CBD have, however, challenged the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to provide alternative parking spaces for them.
So if they can find a certain place again, for example, like Pakamala Flyover Bridge, there's this space where they are selling salaula. If they can make it to be a better station, they put council just like there. I think some buses may go there and they can make a good station whereby the operation can be better. But like now, we are at limbo. The situation isn't okay.
We pay levy council levies. We always pay 45 kwacha mkatu. My levy futina government is repeat. We pay 45 kwacha. If a bus pays 45 kwacha levy fee. Mkati mkanso. Once you load, often go repeat your ndaram. And you are given a receipt. My sifuna go repeat a branch. Unless kapena wakambewa mroad kuja kuchite kuja kustendi. But not these buses that are going inside Lima Tower. These buses are going inside Lima Tower, and there's no space where you can park these buses. Where does he want us to park the buses from? He directs us to a place where we park the buses to.
You think I'm very bueno. Kai kanzo TDP again at no kai space mukati mulibe. That's why mahalati mwana basi ya chokai. That's mahalati so ipane ya chokai paza inanginge na yendo ngala pane ya chokira ibasi.
The Zambia Police have, however, been instructed to ensure that the roads are kept clear and that no bus or taxi be allowed to park on the roads. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Teaching Service Commission has directed that all teacher recruitment applications must be delivered to the nearest postal service in their respected localities. Addressing the media, Commission Chairperson Daphne Chimuka warned that any applicant who decide to take their application letter to their relatives working in any government institution, regardless of their status in society, will not be considered for employment.
According to records at the Teaching Council of Zambia, over 60,000 teachers have so far been licensed and are capable of being employed in the public service. With government advertising for the recruitment of 30,000 teachers at once, more teachers are expected to visit the Teaching Council of Zambia to get their license, an indication that there are more than 60,000 teachers not yet employed in Zambia. The Teaching Service Commission has since warned that all applications must be delivered to the nearest postal service across the country, and that any person who will decide to take a physical application later to a relative working in the government regardless of their status in society will not be employed. Commission Chairperson Daphne Chimuka also says those who will not follow the correct application process also risk being disqualified.
Everyone must post the application through Zampost. Applicants not captured on the Zampost database will not be considered. After posting through Zampost, applicants will receive an SMS notification, and they will also be able to track their application.
And Ministry of Education Permanent Secretary Administration Noriana Moneko says government will ensure that it puts on the payroll all teachers in the country who were transparently recruited but have never been put on the payroll.
We are beginning, I think, is it from today or tomorrow? Today. From today, we've pulled out all your files. And this was part of the exercise, like the chairperson has said, which was done a month ago in Chilanga. And we have identified all the teachers that were on payroll but were not receiving a salary. We have created room for them, and each and every one of those teachers are going to be put on payroll.
While many teachers want to be recruited in rural areas but later migrate to urban areas, government has warned that such will not be allowed and says all teachers should ensure that they apply in areas they are willing to stay.
Applicants are advised to apply to those locations where they will stay. They shouldn't think they should apply and want to be transferred. We don't want to deprive people. In those locations, those positions are reserved for those locations and schools.
And the Examination Council of Zambia says it has reduced the verification of results fee from 100 kwacha per copy to 10 kwacha for all the copies, considering that most teachers have not been employed.
The Examinations Council of Zambia Board approved a reduction of the verification fee from the normal 100 kwacha for individual verifications to 10 kwacha. And it is 100 kwacha per copy normally, but we are charging 10 kwacha per person, per applicant.
I want to distinguish between verification and certification. Verification is done by the issuing institution because they are the owners of that particular qualification, rather than certification, which is done maybe by commissioners for odds. So we want verified credentials.
Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
This brings us to the end of our midday news, but before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Commuters complain over high bus fares. The PF government accuses the PF accuses the government of political persecution in the arrest of CHILUFYA. Thank you for watching our Camnet Midday News. My name is Amazing Katamanda. Good afternoon.